everybody, this is Tyson.
Dan Logan.
And you're listening to Dad, Bods, and Beards podcast, the show that gives you a fresh and real look into being a father, husband, and sexy as all can be.
For people who want to have a good time, laugh, and be uplifted, thank you for subscribing and listening. Now for the show.
I've been giving you the words for me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pity how you work hard for me.
All right, so why don't we give everyone a little bit of how we met, and then a lot of our followers, both on Copper Johns and on Logan's podcast, or your
TikTok.
There we go.
Logan's Utipod. Instagram.
No, but a lot of people on your TikTok follow me and vice versa, just because we do a lot together. So I think a lot of people are interested on how we met and how we create content. So why don't you tell everyone how we met?
So I think we can save probably the in-depth, like how we met thing for like a whole nother, we could probably make a whole episode out of that. But like we met through TikTok because I saw your products from some other beard creators that I saw. Reached out, found out you lived here in Utah, really an hour away. And I mean, I fell in love.
Well, weird fact, and I
with your product, not you.
No, weird fact though is Candace and I were working in the lab at like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night. It was late, and you texted me. It's like, hey, no, you messaged me on TikTok and said, hey, do you mind if I call you? What's your number? And I've never done that with anyone.
What's funny is
before.
then TikTok gave me like, don't share your number with people you don't know.
But it's true though. I have never shared my number with anyone because I don't want to have just people calling me nonstop.
Yeah.
Like if I do, I'll get them at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You could feel the difference, right?
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm giving him my phone number. And so you and I talked for like 30 minutes, seriously, like within 2 or 3 weeks after talking. And Kaz like, oh, you must like him because you don't do that. And I don't. So I thought it was interesting. I'm like, yeah, it was weird. But it just felt right.
Did you set your own special ringtone for me? So like,
I never have my ringtone on. I always have it on vibrate so that I don't have to.
That's funny. But
It's
no.
true though.
Yeah, I remember that. I pace when I walk, and I was walking around my kitchen. I remember we were doing that. And I've had the same phone that needs to get replaced for like a year and a half now, and the ear speaker is blown out, so everything's always on speaker. So I'm that guy. I'm that guy in Walmart, unfortunately.
So you check your pedometer, and you walk like 1,000 steps
Yeah.
during our conversation.
Well, no. So I'm like walking around talking, and my wife is like, "Who are you talking to?" She has no idea who you are at this point, right? And I'm like, "Oh, it's my friend Tyson." Like, it's just funny how guys work. Like, we messaged one time on TikTok, and now we're talking on the phone. We're friends. Shut up. Get over it.
We're best friends now.
Yeah, but long story short, we met through TikTok. You saw a couple of things that I did that you thought was funny, and then I got into the affiliate program.
Did you find any of my stuff very entertaining?
Some of your best ones are where you're just like, what's like the guitar in the background, and you're making like the Diet or the Coke Zero jokes. Or
The
like,
dad jokes?
Yeah, like just dad jokes, and it's just the words.
So basically, the best stuff that I do is someone else's content, and I just put my face to it with a sad song.
Did you steal the words?
Oh, no, not that one.
Dude, TikTok, people get way too emotional with TikTok, and I'm guilty of it in the beginning. TikTok and even Instagram, all these other ones, it's just recycling content. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like there's a very small niche group of like creators that actually create like original
when it's their
stuff.
living and they're actually making tons of thousands of dollars, I think.
Yeah, because they have like sit down planning meetings.
Yeah,
with people.
and they collaborate with all these other creators and stuff like that.
The rest of us just tweak it a little bit or completely steal it. But it's funny is I've had something that I did. I made a TikTok and it was like the original sound. It worked pretty good on the trucker side of TikTok. And it did decent. It did a couple 100,000 views. But then this other guy literally took my audio and, I mean, he didn't steal it, make it his own. It's using my audio. You click on my picture, it'll show you. But he got like a few million views. So it's weird the way social media works is that like you can be the original creator of something, but someone will use your idea, your sound, all that stuff, and theirs will do better. So it all just, I can't spell algorithm, let alone follow them. So, but yeah, I think with social media, it's a constant recycle of just ideas and people having different takes on funny original content or whatever. But
So I'm grateful for the, I as we own Copper Johns, and I actually have people who actually create stuff for me, and it's all original stuff. Like, you know, hey, this is how I do my beard. This is how I style my mustache. All that. I find that it's entertaining, but as well as it's educational. For me, on the other hand, the stuff that I've been doing lately is all educational, and I find it very boring. But at the same time, there's thousands of people who don't know how to use beard oil. There's thousands of people who don't know how to use beard butter and what purpose was. Like, I just did one on, hey, if your beard butter melts in the mail, don't open it, and this is what you do. People don't know that. And so,
You know where I learned that?
for me,
From you.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I was talking to you on the phone the other day. Even though I've been growing my beard out for years, and I competed in a beard competition last year and took second place, whatever. I've never been a beard trim guy. Like, I've never been the shape up, trim, or whatever. I'm like, literally let it grow or, just shave it all off. And I came into the barbershop last week and got like a 2-hour freaking haircut.
You're welcome.
And it was amazing. I mean, I got like a back massage, like pretty much like everything. And I came home and like my wife, who's not normally a big fan of my big full beard, she mentioned that she thought that it looked nice. And it's shaped up a lot better. And it looks thicker, even though she cut off quite a bit.
But it's not everywhere. No, it's actually, it's the definition. And like, if you were to go work out and you went on a diet, you always have the muscle, but as soon as you lean out, you see the muscle.
Yeah, I can't.
It's kind
I
of what
don't
you
know
just
about
did
that.
is you were bulking, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm done bulking. Now I'm going to shape my beard.
My
You got
whole life is
definition in
just
your beard.
bulking. Like I don't never had any definition.
But what got you created on YouTube or on TikTok?
It was just a dare. It was just a dare or a bet that I made with my little sister that I took way too seriously. She was like everyone else was like got into TikTok during COVID. I was of the previous like, oh, they're stealing your information. TikTok is, I like refused to have TikTok for a few years, and then I, like everyone else, just kind of got bored during COVID or whatever. Started like watching TikTok, sending them to my wife. And then I noticed my little sister had one of the dumb dance trends that everybody did. It's cute because my nieces and nephew are in it. Mm-hmm. But she got like 34,000 views. And at the time I was like, holy freaking crap. 34,000 views, that's so many. And then I was like, I bet you I could make one and get to 50,000 views before you. And she's like, yeah, whatever. That's as far as she took it. And I was like, bet. Like, let's go.
And then you shaved your beard and you got 34 million. How many millions did you get on that?
Well, if we count them all up, I mean, I had a few videos from shaving my beard off that went millions. But the shave off one, like the actual shave off, no, it's the why you going so fast one. They got like 34 million views. It blows my mind. And then you got millions on YouTube.
I got 8 million. Oh, well, yeah, I got 20 million on the one that you shaved. It says where it bleeps it out.
Yeah.
And then Hunter got 34 million on him just styling his mustache.
Crazy.
And then Robert got one from just waving his beard in slow motion, and that has like 8 million views. And yeah, I think we have 10-ish that have over millions of views plus. So
it's weird what goes super viral and what doesn't. And the annoying thing is about having something go that viral is like I see my video pop up in the most random places.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, just my dad sent me a Facebook message the other day from some Chinese razor company. Literally, like the video starts off with me going, "Why are you going so fast? Like, give me time to process." And then it's like cuts to this like razor from like China, and it's like,
oh wow,
that's it.
So they're using your reel to make money.
Oh yeah, they totally swiped the whole thing. And these ones, because I'm not represented by anybody, I'm not anybody official, the most I can do is say like, hey, please remove my content, and then they always just like block.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, you just get blocked because look. So if you pull it up,
no one can see what.
No, I know I'm showing you, but it just starts off with that, and then it just goes into this like random razor.
Oh, weird.
So
how many views does that have?
That's just some random Facebook ad, and it has 700,000 views. So, anyways, it works.
So, what have you learned from being on social media? And let's talk about it in two ways. So, what have you learned on a personal side, like what social media does for you? And then on the other side, what have you learned about creating content? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I think both of them are valid.
So, what I've learned is that probably 90% of what you see is not real.
Oh, 100%.
because there is no way somebody has the level of energy that they're like emitting in their content 100% of the time. Not that I'm saying people are fake, but it's like you do. I mean, it's acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's been times where my wife and I have been at odds over things, and it's like I've come to the barbershop, and it's not, we've been having other stuff going on or whatever, and I've had to put on a happy face because it's time to do that,
Yeah.
even though I've got other stuff going on. And
Because
so
you have to be professional.
yeah, and so you have like I've literally sent my wife texts and been like, hey, if you see me posting something, I want you to know that I'm literally just, it's almost like I'm working type situation, right? Like, as opposed to like, hey, this stuff is still really bothering me, da 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 da, but I gotta put this face on because I'm kind of committed to this thing a little bit now.
Yeah.
And so that I'd say that like there is a level of which like the full-time creators that have millions of followers on different platforms that literally they're planning out all this original content. I can't imagine, like, it might sound like a first world problem, but like that sounds like a lot. It seems like a lot of stress to like be constantly coming up with stuff and like being this like literally like influencer, right? Mm-hmm. And then what I've learned about social media too, though, on the other side is just that you like, to stay relevant, you almost kind of have to be semi addicted to it.
I agree with that.
Like I will get on these stints where I'm like, I'm on a roll. Like, everything I'm posting does pretty good. And then it was like, you'll tank. And then I'm not going to lie, it'll kind of bug me like a little bit, where it'll be like, man, like that was a really good one. I'm really annoyed that one didn't do good. And then it's like, makes me want to come back and post it again later and try to repost it. And so I really enjoy it. I never thought in a million years that I would be in this situation and like be posting and have 150 something thousand followers on a social media app. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because it's like I have a sister who's actually very like limelight, theatrical, type person. I expected her to be the type to have it, and then it's like I'm over here like the half dumb little brother, like, hey, my TikTok is doing pretty good.
So, I've seen both ways because I have children that will never listen to this podcast, but I have a daughter who I can see how it affects, and a son multiple sons. Let me just rephrase that. I have multiple children because how I've seen social media affect my kids, and in a negative way, where they'll be on their phones instead of doing homework, or they'll be on their phones instead of going hanging out with their friends and stuff like that, to the point where I actually take their phones. And so I see how it can be an addiction, but also a benefit for them, because there's so much positivity that can be out there, as well as negative, because there's some there I'm like, what did that just say? You're not allowed to listen to that. And so I think, what did they say? If you really want to know what that person's all about, just look at their For You page, and they'll tell you exactly what they're into. And like, if you look at mine, it's all fishing, beards, movies, because I really enjoy movies, and so I get a lot of movie reviews and stuff like that.
It's funny because every now and then when I'm posting, like if I'm like checking on something on the Copper John's TikTok page, because I have access to like the admin side, and then I'll forget that I'm on your page and I'm scrolling through For You, and I'm like, what is? I was like, I don't fish. What is this crap? But I'm like, oh wait, I'm on you. But then like versus mine, it's all like.
See, and I treat it as my personal page too.
Oh yeah, well, and it's like mine is like beards, trucks, like blue collar stuff, and then it's like conspiracy theories, like Bigfoot, and then like I can confidently give my wife my phone and say scroll through my For You page, and you won't see a freaking single thirst trap.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's like I don't care.
Except you and your bold glamour app that you use.
Hey man, it works.
But I think, it's not that I don't enjoy it. There's days where I really enjoy creating content. Like, especially when I'm creating content with you, I think it's fun. But when I'm trying to come up with ideas, because I have to do it for a company. And when you do it for a company, you have to not only look professional, but it has to also entertain. And so I have a hard time with that, because I'm like, there are people who are asking questions, so I need to do that. But also I need to be entertaining. So how do I do it where I'm telling them a specific thing on, hey, you need to do this, but be entertaining as well? It's really rough with me, and so I don't know. Like,
Well, you texted me the other night, and I don't think I responded. You were like, what you said something of like you're basically just saying that you were fried and you couldn't think of anything to post for the day. And then I think I fell asleep. So I didn't help you at all. I just like quit whining, Tyson, go sleep. But no, that's how it is. I mean, when I took my family to Disneyland in October, November, I like didn't do anything with TikTok for a week, that whole week. And it was so hard to get. It was so nice to be like, I'm not going to give a crap about it or whatever. I filmed some stuff to make into TikToks later, but like I didn't post for almost like a whole nother week after I got home because it's like I got out of it. And it's really hard. I wish I was at the size on social media like where some of these content creators that post like maybe once a week or twice a week because they're so big that no matter what they post, it's going to go super viral. And their stuff is just constantly racking up more views, even their old stuff.
Yeah.
But for like smaller guys, like we have to be posting freaking daily to stay relevant. And I mean, dude, I don't know how you do it. You post like 3 or 4 times a day. I can't. Like if I get one out, like I'm good.
So I'll post 4 on TikTok. I'll post 2 on YouTube, 1 on Facebook, 1 on Instagram, and 1 on Twitter.
But yours is business related, so it's like you're following that model that like guys like Gary Vee.
Well, and the thing is like I said, some of it's really good. Some of I'm like, I'm not very proud of this one. Not like today I posted one on being proud of yourself. Like a lot of people are always going to give you negative comments about your beard.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It could be the most glorious beard. Someone's going to talk crap about you. And I said, but guess what? When out of sight, out of mind, they're going to forget all about you. But that's going to leave a mark on you. Don't let it. Be proud of who you are. It's your beard. It's not theirs. And I'm like, is that a good TikTok? I don't know because it's just me talking, and I don't know if that's because it's not me singing or dancing or looking into a mirror with a dad joke that's with a song. It's just that's what it is. Anyway, with that being said, what have you learned?
I mean, I've gained way more self-confidence than I ever had. Like I've had like a level of self-confidence I think that I faked for a lot of years because I mean, we can get into this a whole nother episode just about mental health, mental illness that I've struggled with for years. But this actually, as cliche as it sounds, like it's helped me come out of my shell a little bit more. Like, and even being like a chubby, bigger guy, like I used to be very self-conscious about how I looked, like how my shirts fit.
I still am that way.
If you look at a lot of my earlier TikToks, I'm almost always wearing a hoodie.
Oh.
Because I felt more comfortable filming myself in a hoodie than just in a t-shirt, right?
Never paid attention to
and
that.
so because it was like a self-confidence thing. But now it's like, and dude, it's amazing what the comment section will do for you. It's my self-confidence is through the roof. Not so much that it's like cocky, but it's almost kind of like other complete strangers have like built me up in a way that I have almost like told my inner super, critical voice of myself to like, shut up. Like you're not, it's almost.
But don't you think that might be because of your personality?
Yeah, I think it has a lot of that to do with it too. I mean, it's not saying
because you have a lot of charisma and a lot of personality in your TikToks.
Oh.
No, you do. Like you are you in your TikToks. It's like what you see is what you get, even on and off the reel that you see.
Well, did you ever see that TikTok I did where I was like, when you start getting noticed in public, and so you got to pretend to be the guy on TikTok you got to pretend to be the guy in real life that you are on TikTok.
Yeah, you're already that guy.
Yeah, but no, I mean to an extent. I'm sure if there was a camera crew that followed me around, I might lose some followers. No, but I'm saying is that like I gained more confidence because like some people like it's not so much like the really creepy comments that you get about people who are really thirsty. It's like oh my gosh.
I've only gotten one ever, and it was like, you look good.
Well, it's the comments that I love, and I try to respond to them when I do get these ones is just saying like, oh, I look forward to your TikToks. Like you're one of my favorite creators, or like literally the best part of when I see you post of my day is when you posted something new, or like always makes me smile. So those are the ones that have built up my self-confidence of kind of like family and friends. They've always said stuff like that, but it's like when complete strangers are finding you like entertaining or like a relief to like a really stressful day, that's nice too. But what about you? What have you learned?
I've learned that it's a skill set, and you could be like you have the natural ability to be able to be charismatic, be entertaining, all that. And I'm not saying I'm not, but I feel like because of the way I have to portray myself on social media is a lot different. That I have to be more sequestered. Is that the right word?
Professional?
No, like I have to be more reserved.
Yeah.
I have to be more reserved, and sometimes I catch myself not like when you and I do TikToks. I'm not as reserved as I should be.
But dude, those are some of the best ones, though. Like,
Oh, by the way, Candace still thinks the funniest TikTok you've ever done with me is when I sprayed you with the aftershave right in your eyes. But I've learned that it's a skill set, and it's not an easy skill set to. Like, there's a lot of people who think that they can create lots and lots of money by doing simple TikToks or reels or shorts or anything like that, and they don't realize that how hard it really is.
yeah.
It's not easy to create 3, 4, 5 reels at a time daily that are going with the newest trend. That's all that kind of stuff. And so I've learned that I look up to a lot of these creators because it's not easy. And so I've learned that, and I've learned that I do enjoy it. It's something that I do enjoy doing, but not by myself necessarily. Even though I need to, like I need to start doing stuff in the lab. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, I think that you get inside your own head. I'm not saying you do. I'm just like in general.
Oh, I
like,
do.
I get inside my own head, and sometimes the ones that have done the best are the ones that I just like did sitting in my truck, just being more of myself. And I think at the end of the day, even though I said that 90% of everything you see on TikTok is not real or social media or whatever, at the end of the day, like it is not a substitute for real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it came down to it, I would delete my TikTok and anything else I have if I had to choose between that and my wife or that and my kids.
Oh,
that
of
and
course,
my family.
yeah.
Right? It's an outlet for me. It's a release. I've made friends through that, literally like met in person and I've met people out in public that have seen my TikToks and that's very weird. I got someone at Costco came up to me and was like, "Why are you going so fast? Give me time to process." And I'm like, "What?" But at the end of the day, like I said, it's no substitute for real life. Like I have to really make sure that I'm not sacrificing family time for me to mess around on TikTok, because at the end of the day, I'm not massive enough or making all of this money to justify spending a ton of time on there.
No, I agree. I completely agree. So, what other stresses do you have besides that because of social media?
Dude, I'm weird. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like, oh, how long is TikTok going to be relevant in like how long is this going to be going on versus kind of like stressed out like it's going to end soon, like that whole TikTok ban thing. Cause it's almost like, do I want it to keep going or do I want it to stop? Cause I have no desire to get into Facebook, no desire to get into Instagram. Snapchat is horrible.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never gotten into.
But like, I don't do it, but it's like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to how long it's going to go or if it's something that I'm looking forward to if it ever becomes irrelevant. I'll just be like, well, that was fun. I'll download all my content and show my grandkids and make them cringe later. But it's just stuff you don't think about of kind of like, I mean, TikTok's been around for, I don't know what, 4 or 5 years now?
Truthfully, I don't know. I've only been on it about a year and a half. So, but are you glad you started?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, we're literally sitting here recording a podcast episode because we met through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and it's actually, and like I said, this is another blurb for our episode we can do on mental health. But there was very few people in my life that knew that the mental health struggles that I have. And on my birthday last year, I actually made a public video about it.
You did.
It didn't go super viral, but it was almost like therapeutic for me to make that because I lived with like shame about it for so long. So I'm glad that I've gotten into it because it's done more for me, but along the way, some people have enjoyed it. So
Yeah. So, and to go back to the stresses, so the stresses I have is like I have influencers that I work with, like affiliates and stuff like that, that have actually badmouth what I do and stuff like that, and that has affected me to the point where I'm actually not just because of that, but I do therapy now because I worried about so much about what other people thought about me that it started hurting me, and so I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about how to make me a priority and my family a priority rather than stuff like this. But with that being said, though, I'm grateful I started. I've got to meet so many new people. And it's made the world smaller. So I have customers now from every. I think I've sold to almost every country, including countries in Africa and Europe and
Really, I didn't
Asia.
know that.
Yeah, everywhere. Even islands like I've sold some to. Oh, it was the most random. It's out in the Pacific Islands, but it was the most random island. I'm like, where is this?
You're like, shipping is going to be a lot.
It was, well, it was, and then Canary Islands, someone ordered like a mustache wax and a
It's like
beard oil.
$87 in shipping.
No, it was 87, but it was 60 something dollars in shipping alone. I'm like, holy crap! But and I have affiliates in Italy and New Zealand and Australia.
You have affiliates in.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just really cool, and I actually get to talk to them, and I think it's fun just because of social media. So I think social media can open your eyes. It can be a hindrance, but also it can be a benefit and give you different cultures and different things like that too. If you look at the right stuff.
That's cool. I had no idea that you had that much reach out there.
Neither did I. It just happened. Yeah, we're working on growing like Jerusalem. We have lots of sales in Jerusalem lately.
Really?
So.
Should do like an olive oil one.
Yeah, I do have olive oil in it.
No, oh yeah. Yeah, I think social media is here to stay. I mean, it's just going to keep evolving one way or another. I mean, like TikTok, the parent company for TikTok already has another app out. It's called Lemon8.
Okay.
It's kind of like a more bougie Instagram. Well,
Have you heard of Clapper?
no.
Neither have I.
It sounds.
I'm just joking. No, there was a guy promoting Clapper the other day. It's brand new. It's like another Instagram, and I'm just like, I wonder. But hey, if you guys have any questions or want any specific topics for us, Logan and I, to talk about, we'd love to talk about that and answer anything. Also, remember to give us a good rating and subscribe to us and tell your friends.
Yeah, and bear with us as we're kind of learning the whole podcast game. We'll get better. Audio will get better. We'll start producing videos with them and stuff too. But yeah, just send us any messages, whether it's me or Tyson, and love to hear from you.
And we learned not to sit on squeaky chairs because it does make it sound like we're, have a little bit of flatulence problem.
Yeah. Like you don't.
Appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you subscribe, give us a good review, and please hit us up at info@copperjohnsbeard.com if you have any questions or anything that you would like us to discuss on this podcast. Have a great day, guys.